Lifetime and lied, like Lifetime, and lied and told a lie, a whole completely different story. Like
and
this
that
is crazy. Everybody on that documentary told all of these lies. Like, show me the real victim.
and that's what I'm trying to tell you is that everything sorts itself out. There's no rushing it. There's no point in getting how
Oh,
can I
girl, I
giving.
ain't getting upset because after tonight, I'm going to be done talking about it because, shoot, with this stuff, if anybody want copies of the text messages, here, let me put my email in here, and I'm going to stand by mine. I'm going to stand by my family, my friends, till the
Exactly.
wheels fall off. And so,
Exactly. And the wheels of justice are the ones that turn the slowest. So you have to like I said, you have to wait and see. Let things sort themselves out because you know we never know. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know, a lot of people, like you said, they lied on television networks. Who knows what can happen there? They lied, if they lied under oath, because I wasn't there, so I don't know. This is just what I'm speculating. Like I said, I'm not saying she did. Let's say she did lie under oath or whatever, then we don't know what's going to happen there. So just let the wheels of justice turn, and just keep your faith
yeah,
and your hope, and just stick around your person. There nobody can judge
yeah,
you for that. That's your family
yeah.
friend, and that's it. That's all.
Oh, I
There's
knew
nothing else
I
to
was
say.
done today when they got some lady, her daughter missing. Now they trying to, and he was in jail at the time. They trying to link her to him. I'm like, oh no, this too much. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Uh-uh.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
the girl that is
Mm-mm.
missing.
No. But yeah, it is what it is. But like I say, we are people, we so judgmental. Like I say, everybody knew all this stuff was going on. It was about the bag. Um, I don't know. Yeah. But tonight will be the last night I'll be talking about it. Uh, to the next to the next set of text messages
Text
appear.
messages come up. Right, right.
Exactly.
To the
Until
next
exactly until the next batch, then we talk
right.
about it some
until the
more.
All,
next round, and you gonna be floored again, cause
yeah.
to hear a girl's mother tell her to think about a Prince song, are you on your like like this is like unbelievable to me.
I know. I was.
I'm
I'm with
just
Agnes.
blown away. My mother wouldn't have never been. I couldn't have even imagined my mother telling me to suck a man's
I can imagine
penis.
myself telling my daughter that with her husband. Like, wow, no,
Like,
no, 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 no,
you
no,
know,
no.
we had such an outrage for who was that Tiffany Haddish that was, alleged. Well, it was on video where, well, yeah, where she was teaching the kids how to suck on the cucumber. Can you imagine your mother telling you this what you do to a man? I couldn't even imagine my mother telling me that. This is some way out mess. Oh my
Yes, it
God.
is.
It's like,
Yes, it is.
man,
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's nowadays. It's
reading
just
them,
it's a
Tony.
different upbringing.
Tony,
Well, I
I
just wanted to
can't
say that.
direct you to
Thanks for
some
giving me
people's
time.
channels that they are actually reading the text messages out loud in case you don't want to listen to them. All the bloggers got them. They everywhere. They all on social media. The big
Actually,
bloggers down to the little bloggers.
yeah, Admis,
Hey, you new?
Admis is reading them right now, Miss
Hello.
April.
Yeah,
Hello.
But Tony
Hello.
said that that's what they did. Hey, you knew. Tony was saying that,
Hello.
that's what they did for a bag. So he wasn't lying on Gail King, Tony, when he said them parents, yo,
Yeah,
they, gave their kids to him. Lord have mercy.
man. I'm telling y'all, man. A
Something.
lot of people act surprised. I'll be like, man, come on, man. If y'all really been following this dude, man, y'all know. You
Yes,
know, y'all
they
know.
know.
Nah, it's just the fact that see, my thing with the with those in his entourage, those greedy son of bitches. My
Mm-hmm.
thing with them is that they knew
Why didn't you
that
didn't you
that
say anything?
no, no, I'm talking
Hey,
about as
Robert
far as
Teller.
even I'm talking about even if they knew about his ways and what he was doing,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm talking about the personal effect that it's gonna have on me, the blowback. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? The
Yes.
blowback that I'm gonna put my people, my family through behind all of
It's
this.
true.
See,
That's true.
that's
You're
what.
right.
See, that's the
You're right.
missing element right there that
You're so
everybody tend
right.
to forget. You know what I'm
You're
saying,
right. That
man? So,
retaliation for
man,
being a
it's it.
whistleblower, right? Kind of
Yeah,
like that.
it's a lot of moving parts in this in all of this madness. It's a whole lot of them there,
It's true. I
and that's
forgot
why I
about
say
that part.
like I tell people all the time, I am a real friend of the family. I grew up with them. You know, I helped Rob carry the little red flyer wagon with all this equipment and stuff down to the red lines when he was first starting out singing on the L platforms. So I know
Yeah.
this family personally. You
First
know what
hand
I'm saying?
knowledge. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and when it all hit the light, I wasn't surprised because I
You're
told people if you listen to his music from the beginning all the way up to the last, it tells you his whole life story. It's doing it. It's telling you his whole life story. And so when the people in the business saw that, well, we can turn this into a production on stage and make it a mega thing. Then that's when he went into all of that. Okay, well let me put my story on this video thing. What should I call it? Ooh, I'm gonna do in the closet. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Now I'm acting out everything I'm living on stage, and people paying to see it. You know what I'm saying?
And have no
And
idea what I'm doing.
turn a blind eye to what I'm doing, cause I'm showing y'all what's happening.
That's
I'm
true.
showing
That is
y'all. I'm
so
telling
true.
y'all, this me feeling on your booty. I'm telling you. So
Nope.
all of that didn't shock me. You know what shocked me was, like I say, the people he had in his entourage who didn't have their own best interests at heart. That's what
Yes.
that was the downfall that I hated. You know what I'm saying? Because I told him to watch them snakes, man. Watch them
Yes.
snakes you surround yourself with. Because
Yeah,
everybody
'cause
there for
he
you
called,
ain't with you.
wait a minute.
Thank you.
He called you Pickle, didn't he?
Yeah, that's my nickname growing up,
Yeah,
Pickle.
from the low end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause
I'm
every
not gonna
time
ask.
every time you saw me growing up, I had a dill pickle with a peppermint in the middle. That was
Okay.
my thing.
Okay. Okay. Then it's okay. Then I was not gonna ask, but
Okay,
since you
that's
said
why I had
that,
to explain it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a childhood thing.
Yeah.
but thank you, thank you. Because I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, should I ask? No, 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 don't ask.
Tony, do you think they can recover as a family? And
Sure,
I pray for
They
family
sure.
will.
healing, him and his
Do
brothers.
do
And
listen, listen,
They
listen,
will.
listen to this. Listen. I'm gonna tell you this here. If you really truly love your family, regardless of what they done did, what they done went through, what they done been through, or none of that there, if you truly love your family, no matter what, when it's all said and done, I'm still gonna love you regardless.
Hmm.
yeah,
Regardless. You know what I'm saying? See, what get me with our people is we so quick to turn our back on each other when we at our lowest.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When we at our lowest, we already know how to tear our own self down. In them moments right there, we need somebody to just come on. Come on. I know, but just come on. We gonna get through this together. But we don't do that. We don't do that. Not no more. We
Do you
used to.
think? Do you think he wasn't protected as a child?
Right. Well, I told you I grew up with we saw some things that we shouldn't have never saw as children growing up by misinformed adults who was misinformed through them
Mhm.
generational curses. What happens in this house stays in this house. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we all have, but that's a part of growing up to learning how to deal with situations that we have no control over the
Are
matter.
beyond your control.
Yeah, that we have no control over the matter. We try to get an understanding to our best point of view. It makes no sense to me, but right now I know I need to step away from that.
Of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah, the family can always recover, man. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
they got to have a willingness and a desire to forgive and forget.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen to
And
that.
don't bring it back up. If we gonna say we didn't forget it, then don't bring it up no more. It's gone.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to get to the point of where we realize truly that we are all we got.
How
That,
much time do you think that he should have?
I didn't think Bill Cosby deserved all that time he got, but hey, who am I to speak? I didn't think I deserved the time I got. Shit, but the judge gave it to me.
Okay.
Shit, I wasn't looking to do no seven. Shit, I thought he'd say, "Go ahead, give me a year." Shit, I gave him 7 calendars. So man, I don't know. That's why I say, man, that scales of justice is unbalanced, and she wear a blindfold for a reason.
yes.
You
Yes.
feel what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's all I'm gonna say on that matter because I know Big Brother listening.
Yeah, and another thing is that once you're in
Oh,
there, you're
oh,
in
okay.
their hands. There's
Yeah,
nothing you can do.
not that's a whole new different world. Trust
Right.
me. So yeah, but I'm praying. I'm praying that the situation in New York get a little better. You know,
Mm-hmm.
than what's really happened here in the side. That New York thing scares me more so than anything else because New York is a whole different beast. And I don't know why, cause they deal with mob activity all the time. So, but that's another show.
That's why it scares you. That's
Yeah,
why it scares you because
yeah.
Yeah,
it's federal. That
yeah,
is a
yeah.
there's a different ball game.
It's a
That's a
different ball game.
total
Yeah,
different ball game.
yeah, yeah.
Do
So
y'all think that he'll get a new trial due to these text messages?
I don't know. Federal, I don't know. I'm not very familiar with. I'm not sure if that will be enough. Maybe if his lawyer works something or you know what I mean? But I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said, once they have you in there, the ball is in their in their
yeah.
courtyard. It's nothing to
Oh
do
yeah.
with you.
Right, because you gotta go before appeal boards, and if they ain't feeling you, and you know
Uh,
all of that goes into play, don't it? For the
Mi-
appeal.
Miss April,
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard when I was at Atmos because that's how I learned about you. I originally because I'm a I've been working since the pandemic. I've been working so much, so I didn't even know R. Kelly had been indicted or anything. I had no idea because we were working around the clock, right? And so once I got time off and slowed down, I see the New York trial for R. Kelly, and I'm like, what? And I asked my son, what's going on? He's like, what do you mean, what's going on? Mom, you don't know? I'm like, dude, I'm always working. What do you mean you don't know? So I started looking for ways to get information, and I went into a couple of YouTube, sites, and I didn't really like them. So I landed on Atmos, and they were reading, the transcripts, and I was like, I like that he wasn't putting his own spin. He was reading off of the transcripts. So from Atmos, I heard about you, being his friend and everything. And Atmos has great appreciation and admiration for you. So I started coming, to your channel to see what was all about. And I like it, by the way. But yesterday I was setting Atmos, or no, 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 I'm sorry. Probably a couple of days ago, maybe. I have a cousin who, I'm from California. Okay. My cousin in his 20s went out with his buddy cruising, and his friend shot. at a house and killed somebody. So we're talking about Campton in California. So my cousin was running with the wrong crowd, right? We knew that already. He was doing the wrong thing. But anyway, my cousin is being incarcerated for 37 years. 37 since he was 20 years old. And that's state. And we still haven't been able to get him out. And he didn't kill the person. He didn't pull the trigger. He didn't do anything but just cruise with his friend.
Mm-hmm.
His friend killed the person. His friend had the gun. His friend shot the house. His friend did everything, but he was in the same car with his friend. So he's been incarcerated for 37 years.
Yeah.
He was
Accessory by
20.
guilt by association.
Yes, sir. But what I
Mhm.
was trying to tell
Wow.
Mr. Levi, because he talks and talks and talks, and I was trying to kind of tell him that I don't blame the justice system for my cousin. I blame my cousin because if he would have followed my aunt's instructions, like we're pretty much going, we were going to college. We're the same age. We were going to college. We were already going in a good path. He kept continue to hang out with his friends. He didn't want to go to school. He was always doing things that we're not supposed to. And my aunt always told him, one of these days you're gonna get in trouble, and they're gonna put you in for life. My aunt, fortunately, passed away 5 years ago, which was the only one that was always trying to do something for him to get him out. But, I don't blame them. I understand, that they have their own rules and whatever, but I blame my cousin because he's the one who committed it. He's the one who was with his friend. He's the one who was doing the wrong things that he was doing. He was the one in that car knowing that there was a gun. You know what I mean? So the choice was my cousin's. It has nothing to do with the police or whatever. They killed the man. So my cousin is at fault, not the system. That's at least what I think. And if one of my children, thank God my children are good kids and everything, but if one of them will break the law and they have to do time, then you know what? They have to
Yeah.
because they're breaking the law. So as much as I love my kids, I don't put anything past them. Like I'm not gonna overprotect to the
Right.
point of saying no, my child will never. How do I
Yeah.
know? I wasn't there.
Right. I tell people that all the
Oh
time. You're not with
no,
your kid
you
24/7. You don't know
like
what they
I
doing when you
say,
go.
So my cousin was at fault, even though he didn't pull the trigger, even though
Yeah.
he didn't know they were gonna shoot at the guy because this was a drive-by that my cousin had no idea of. But he already know this dude. He had
Right.
already gotten in trouble before because of him.
Yeah.
So he already knew that
He
he
knew what
was
the
putting
guy
himself
MO. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. He knew what he was
hell,
doing.
I'm still traumatized from listening to them read the transcript.
Girl, you need to go get you.
He's on sleep.
Yeah, you need to go lay it down, boo. Go on, lay it down. No, don't
No,
read no more. Don't read no more. Don't
no,
read no more,
I'm
please.
talking about the transcripts from the trial when the people
People,
had
right?
to, yeah,
That's what
shoot.
I'm saying. Please don't read no more.
I'm not,
Okay.
but I had to know. You
I
know
feel
what
you.
I'm saying?
I feel
I'm
you.
not, you know, like
Yeah.
I say, he ain't a 100% innocent, nor is he
Right.
100% guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you knew what's up.
I
Yeah.
believe in redemption, cause you know what I'm saying.
Me too.
Man,
Everybody should.
God bought me out of man. He bought me from a mess to and made me a messenger. So I know what
Good.
God can do. I know what He can do.
Praise the
So
Lord.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
Praise
saying.
the Lord.
So
Yeah.
I don't give up no hope. You know what I'm saying.
No.
All I want Him to do is like I tell Him all the time when I have my conversations with. I tell him all the time, look, hey, search your heart, man. You got to change you.
Hmm.
You and God. It's you and God, man. This your time
That's
right
what I
now.
said.
Spend
Amen
this
to that.
time to get you right. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Cause look,
Yep.
you can
I like
people will forgive you. People will forgive you if they see you truly then change your ways. If you
uh-huh.
truly change your way, people man, we are forgiving people. You
Amen.
know, you know what I'm saying? We
Right,
are.
we are.
You know, we are forgiving people, man.
Rapper
So
Keller, what's up? What's up, Keller?
What's up,
so it's gonna
everybody?
happen. What's happening? What's
Oh, Mr.
happening?
Kellers.
Yeah,
Hey,
this is
do you
my
think
DJ friend, Tony Sanchez.
What's
We
happening?
got Miss You New, you know,
do you
together.
think he would come to that
Hey,
point though to say, I apologize, I beg for your forgiveness? Do you think he can humble himself enough
Yeah,
uh, to do that?
yeah, yeah. Cause you know what? For me, and I'm gonna tell you about being in solitude when it's just you behind them bars, and in them wee hours of the morning when it's just you and God.
Hmm.
See, that's when the realness come out of any man, or any man. Cause that's when you ask him, Lord, look, I can't keep doing this. Cause every time I try to do something, I always wind up right here. So Lord, listen, I surrender. I give. I give. I can't do this without you. And I'm asking you to step into my life. You lead and guide me. And from this day on, I will do your will. And when you come sincere like that, man, you be surprised. See, God works like that. For real. God is an immediate God, man. When you pray a sincere prayer, man, it comes like this here. Now, when
Right.
it comes, now that's when after it come, then the work come in. Now he gonna test you to see if you really meant what you said. You feel what I'm saying?
Do
Because without the test, there's no testimony.
How long do that take? That process take though?
It's on that individual.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's on.
I think at this point, I feel like he feel like he have a slither of a hope to wiggle his way out of it. Until everything is exhausted, I don't think he will even explore the humbleness that's necessary to get the redemption that you're talking about.
It will take him a long time.
I
So
mean, we
so I
we
want
still
you to elaborate a little bit on that for me, cause I
okay.
want to know.
Reason when I say that because we still got the appeal going
Hmm.
on right now.
Right?
So I believe with the appeal, that's his slither of hope because you got to realize that he's been doing this for a while and he always wiggled his way out. So when you never been held responsible for your actions, you kind of think that okay, I'm invincible. I can get my way out of anything. I've done it before. This time it's just gonna take a little bit more work, and I think it's gonna take for everything to be exhausted, and he come to the and he get to and realize the gravity of the situation he's in. That's when he's gonna possibly get humbled, and I
Okay.
don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
It took my
So
cousin. I'm sorry to butt in because my cousin is still in prison after 37 years. But my cousin in the beginning, he was very still the same little defiant boy because he was just a boy. He was only 20, but he was defiant. He will blame everybody but himself. And there was a point where he blocked all of the visits. He wouldn't allow his mom, my aunt, to visit him or his sisters, his brothers. He went on that rage for almost 20 years, and it took him that long for the rage and everything and for him to accept that, hey, I'm here because of me, not because of the way my mom brought me up, not because of the way the society treated me, not because my dad wasn't there. I'm in here because of my decisions. But
yeah,
it took him almost 20 years to get to that point. And then of course at this point he's 40, right, in his early 40s. And then he started allowing my aunt to come visit because my aunt will try to call him and he wouldn't answer. My cousins will try to call him. I tried to call him a few times and he wouldn't answer me, and I was his favorite cousin. So, he wouldn't. And now that he's getting older and that the rage has, subside, and that he has accepted God and is working on him. Now he's allowing his sisters to come over. I haven't been able to visit him because of the pandemic and everything, so I wasn't able to. But he's allowing people to visit and call him now. So it took him a very long time, and he wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't put in a pedestal. So for R. Kelly, it might take a long time. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Keller. I'm
Oh no,
sorry.
no, you good, you good.
Tony,
yeah.
what's your response to what Keller asked you?
Well, everybody's bottom is different. you know,
Right.
and you know, as far as him using this as the last wiggle means, in my opinion, I figure he ain't got shit left to wiggle. To be truthful, you know what I'm saying? I mean, to be truthful, man. Like I stated earlier, this New York thing is the only thing that got me shook. I knew Chicago was gonna do what it did, cause you know, hey, nigga, you embarrassed us. You from here? What the fuck? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I knew that was coming. You know what I'm saying?
But you know
I'm a
what? It's crazy you say that because New York was the one that was more. I mean, Chicago was more lenient than
right, right.
than New York was the one that slammed them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we had to make a showing in the shadow, man. So that even opened it up even bigger in New York. It magnified it even more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, his hometown convicted him. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? So my
No,
thing
no,
is
no, because New York happened
New York
first.
was first.
New
right.
York happened first.
I know. But
So
you
he
know,
wasn't convicted in his hometown as of at that time. Not yet.
not yet.
It was
But the
after.
cases was, but the cases was
But
pending.
we knew what were
Right.
the ingredients for
Yeah.
Chicago.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It all stirred up here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But to actually answer the question, man, when I my last conversation with his brother Bruce, man, it was like,
His brother.
yeah, his brother Bruce. Uh, Rob going through some serious health issues behind bars right now. That's really been under the table, but I'm
We
putting it
all,
out there.
That's not. That
But
hasn't been on the table.
you know,
Everybody knew that.
baby, we all
because
Everybody
know
knew that.
about the blood clots. They
but
done called the hospital. They called the
because
MCC.
you
Man,
know,
they was calling hell.
my shit is
They
blowing
ready
up.
to
Everything is
get
blowing
him
up tonight.
out of the MCC.
Yeah, but no, seriously though, man. After talking to Bruce, man, I really do think that he can and he will, man. Because right now, man,
He's
my
not.
brother.
He don't sound like it right now.
Well, you know, we still see a lot of people don't understand. Even though he behind bars and all that, there, man, it's still when you come out there. It's still some people who's looking at him as that Rob the entertainer. So he has to still put up that persona, man. You know, that image, that thing like that, man. Cause that's always out there. That's always out there. The man is a Grammy Award winning legend. So he
You-
always
you-
had to put up that persona like, you know, ain't nothing really bothering me when it's tearing his ass up.
How you feel about his legacy now? Like, do you feel like his legacy is still has it been tarnished, or his
See,
body of work?
to me, you can't never tarnish his legacy on the music because the music and the man is separate. Them two separate entities, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know how to remove R. Kelly, the convicted sex offender, from R. Kelly, the entertainer, the multi Grammy winning, you know, performer
I
who
can
made,
to a certain extent. I
you know what
can
I'm
to a
saying?
certain extent.
So that, with me personally, see, I know both sides of them. So it's easy for me, and me being a DJ, I know how to separate the man from the music. So I will never not play R. Kelly music. I tell people that all the time. Man, he from the Shy.
It's
I represent the
impossible. It's
Shy.
impossible not to because he wrote for so many people.
Right. You know what I'm saying? If you actually ban R. Kelly music, that means you can't play Jay Z shit, you can't play Beyonce, you can't play nobody,
Right.
cause he done been on everybody tune. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So his music legacy is forever intact. They will forever make money off of R. Kelly music. Trust me.
Not as much though as they
No,
was.
no, 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 no. See, that America thing. But see, we ain't talking. See, the mega bucks come in overseas.
Mm.
That's where the
You know.
mega
You know
bucks
what
come
though.
in at.
You know what? I don't know if Africa have the ability to stream his music, but it's like nothing even happened over there. Africa, his fans over in Africa is relentless,
Yes,
relentless.
yes.
Hmm. So you know what I'm
If
saying? So
y'all wouldn't mind, if y'all can give Tony Sanchez a little slight donation for coming on. Tony usually really don't. In the beginning, he he's talking a little bit more now. but he would never go into anything of the family history. Like you said, they all saw something. Tony, if you could put your cash app in the chat, if y'all could give him a little donation for just
No
coming
doubt.
on here.
Look. I appreciate that, man. But the donation for me is to spread love, show respect to one another, man. Regardless of what a person may have done or are doing, man, that ain't for us to judge. Cause I got to give account for my own shit when I stand before the Creator. So my thing is this: pay it forward, respect each other, love one another, man. And
Oh,
if
okay.
you
All
know what I'm
right.
saying.
Well, okay. Thank
I
you.
appreciate the offer though, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But
okay.
man, now is the time where I rather spread more love and have more platforms like this here to help elevate each other than to take money from you to where I know you might need it for something else later down the line. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just being
Yeah.
100 cause all us struggling. You feel me?
I
I
swear, I
first
went
raised
to the
my
grocery store today, and I thought I was gonna have a heart attack in the grocery store.
girl,
They done
Mm.
put extra food stamps.
I saw a pack of chicken wings for $19. I almost fainted in the aisle. $19 for a pack of chicken wings. Come on, man.
That's
Man, it's getting
all.
to
That's
it,
all. I saw a pack of chicken wings in my store for $30. How about that?
Woo!
man. I was
That
watching the news and they were saying that it was cheaper to eat out. I didn't think they was. I thought they was bullshit.
Well, it probably is. I bought a pack of an 18 pack of eggs. It was 9.99.
I was just finna say that. Somebody told me they paid $9 for a dozen of eggs. I
Nine
was like,
ninety
what?
nine for an 18 pack, and I was like, "What the heck?" I told the kids, "You guys better stop
I mean,
eating from now on."
is it a shortage or like what is it? Price gouging? What's going on?
I don't
I
know what's
don't know.
I don't
they
It,
going
know.
it it's
I
crazy.
don't
Yes,
know, but
it's a
they coming to
shortage.
kill the dirt tomorrow. We growing
Yeah,
in
it's a
the
shortage.
garden, so I can that I'll be able to. I got me a plot section, and I'm gonna be growing my own greens, tomatoes, and
There you go,
cucumbers.
girl. Man,
So
that's a good salad right there.
Yeah,
Shit.
it is actually a
yeah.
it is a shortage right now.
Hmm.
It is.
They gonna force everybody to go vegan.
Yeah, it's going
Man.
on.
Yeah.
Or value menu eaters for sure. Cause
No,
I
it's
hit the
going
value meal menu like it ain't nothing. Give me three of
it's
them
going on.
dollar hamburgers.
What they got dollar hamburgers at?
Man,
I
you
know
can go to
someone in there too.
you, you can go to Wendy's and get you a 99 cent
Okay, I'm gonna check them out.
I don't
yeah.
eat.
I thought that was over with.
Where? Wendy's
I
ain't
don't mean
got
to
no
cut you, but
99-cent meal no more.
Man, Wendy's just
What
had
do
a
you say,
99 cent thing. Cause we got one right up the
It's,
street.
Miss April.
I went over there. It's $1.25.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'll
Right
take
about
that
Hell
too.
yeah.
Shoot, let's go.
Thanks, Anita. She said this is an awesome live. So yeah, Tony. I said, well, we gave them a pass after the tape, and we should have been. Everybody should have been getting on them then.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I ain't got nothing but love for the Kelly family, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
um, for the people that actually knew what was going on, man, and just say, "Hey, man, I'm just here for the ride." You dig what I'm
right.
saying? May they burn in hell too. You know what I'm saying? Because man, they had an
Let me ask,
obligation to steer that brother in a different direction
let
once
me
you
ask you
found
this,
out.
Tony. Let me ask you this, Tony.
Hmm.
Let's say if you was in that circle, right?
I tried to be. I tried. Yeah.
This is just a hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say you in his circle and you see what he's doing to, these that to you it appears to be a underage minor.
Hmm.
However, you see the parent there, and the parent is cool with it. What would you do in that situation?
I got to pull my boy in the room. Man, hey man, let me holler at you for a minute, man. Something ain't right with this here. What you talking about, pig? Man, her mama in there negotiating with you, dude. What mamas we know growing up in the hood do shit like that? You know what I'm saying? If it don't feel right to you and you see it ain't right, man, you go say something. Now, if you my boy, you might be pissed. I don't give a fuck. I'm looking out for your best interest. Be mad with me. You
So let
dig
me
what I'm
add
saying?
another caveat to it. Let me add another caveat to it. Now, you are getting paid money that's life changing.
Right.
By you stepping up to him could cancel all that.
Okay, so now when that come to play, do I value the money more than I value my friendship with this brother who I grew up with? Now I'm
He don't care.
questioning. I'm questioning my own integrity now.
So what he was doing was people who came to him about that, he fired them. That's what he did. He
Okay,
fired them.
so you fired me. So just cause you fired me don't mean that you can get rid of me. I'm still finna be in your ear.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's a real friend who I grew. I'm talking about growed up, slept in the same bed. Man, look, hey, look, dude, you fired me. I don't give a fuck about that money, nigga. You finna self-destruct. And I ain't finna watch you do that there, man. Not from the outside looking in. And I was just in there trying to help you and you threw me back out?
I have a question. I have a
Yeah.
question. Do you guys have proof that these people were fired because of that reason?
Yeah, I got proof. I know
Okay.
two of them personally.
Okay.
Another thing.
I would say their name, but for confidentiality's sake, I can't do
No,
it.
don't
Right,
say
you
nobody's
cannot.
name
No,
on
no,
here.
no,
can't.
no
You know what I'm saying? I can't do it.
Yeah, you can't.
No, don't say nobody's name on here.
April, trust me, you know I'm real careful on this matter right
Oh,
here.
I
I
know,
told you.
I know,
I
'cause
told you. If you want to get into some explosive situations, talk about R. Kelly, politics, and religion. And get ready. Get you some popcorn because it's finna be on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Let
but
me give you another scenario. Because there's
okay.
another situation that it said possibly happened. You come to him. He big now, so you got girls everywhere.
Right.
You get some of the trickle down effect. He can't be with everybody, so you get some of the actions that he couldn't get to, and you happen to see him, with an underage minor, and you bring it up to him, and he say, "Okay, so the people that you was with, you may not have known it, but she was 16, the one you knocked down. So if I go down, you go down."
Okay, first and foremost, me and him would be on two separate agendas. Cause if I'm in your entourage, I'm not there to be on no partying type of shit. My thing is to make sure your ass stay out of trouble.
This is a hypothetical. This
I
is a
know,
hypothetical.
and I'm giving you the answer truthfully through that hypothetical thing. Now I'm your boy. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't there to party. I'm doing a job. That's my job. I don't party with my
You're
boss.
not gonna do your job 24/7. It's gonna come a time where you kick back and you still a man. At the end of the day, you still a man. You see something glycerin over there, and it just happened to be a bunch of minors unbeknownst
You
to you.
you tend to forget what I just said. I'm about my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm about my business. About my personal life, I'm not even intertwining it with his. You feel what I'm saying? So if I'm in the entourage, I'm there for business, man. When I'm for pleasure, man, I'm not with him. I'm with my
I
crew.
don't think he had nobody like you in his corner. Nobody.
Man,
That was his
and
problem. That
listen,
was his
man.
problem.
I
That's it.
sat
That was his
down.
problem.
I sat down and I talked to him, man. I talked to him from the heart. I talked to him, man. When he gave his first uh, free concert in Cornell Park on 47th and Cornell, I told him right then and there. I say, man, Jack, let me be on your entourage. I'm telling you, man. You need somebody that's gonna have your back 24/7, who know you and don't go with that bullshit for you. And Rob, no, I'm that type of brother. Growing up with them, I didn't take no bullshit from nobody. I was raised in the house with all women, the only male, so I had to fight a lot. You know what I'm
Me too.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Me
So
too.
I had to fight a lot. So I didn't take no lot of shit from a lot of people, man. So when I was talking to him, I guess I was too real with him, and that spooked him. Cause later his brother Bruce told me, man, my brother said he kind of regret not having you. I said I told him from the get go. You know what I'm saying? And back then we had 4 cold brothers who would have stood strong with him, and when none of this would have never occurred, none of it. But he had his homies who he rolled with that he thought
Uh,
was tight. You know what I'm saying? That
right.
flipped the script on his ass, and when it all hit the fan, they all went their separate ways. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? They
Mr.
all went their
Tony,
separate ways.
Mr.
But
Tony,
yes, ma'am.
can I, because I'm listening to everybody talking, and what I'm hearing is this is my own opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the people that was surrounding him was also partaking in some of that goody good that this
Oh
gentleman
hell
is
to the
talking
yeah.
about. So
Hmm.
Yes,
Oh hell
that
yeah.
way they allowed it to continue going on because they did not want to be incriminated, and I think it was
So
bigger than
I think
money.
you did that by design.
I think it was bigger than money. I think because they knew that they were dibbling and dabbling in the pot just as well as him. Maybe he was giving them his leftovers or whatnot. But the point of the matter is, like you said, if you had a job to do, you separate your job. You don't party with your boss. Like some parents smoke and drink with their kids.
Yeah.
I won't
Yeah.
smoke and I won't drink with my kids. Don't smoke around me and don't drink around me. So when you have those morals, those standards, and those type of goals, then you're set apart from everybody else. And I do wish, from what you're saying, I do wish that you actually was around him because I see that they were enablers, just like people enable crackheads and drug addicts
Yeah.
and all this stuff that goes on in the world. So, and those questions that he asked, at first I was like, why he keep asking him? Is he trying to set him up? But I saw the big picture. Like now I understand he was trying to see, what, R. Kelly needed you in his corner. So I get the questioning that he was asking. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on with these questions? But I see where he was getting at.
Yeah.
As far as what's your name, sir? In the middle?
Robert.
Robert, let me ask
Yeah.
you a question. How do
Mm.
you feel? Because we didn't get to ask you, what is your feeling about a girl that lies about her
Yeah.
age?
Mm.
Okay, and you're under the impression, and let me finish. You're under the impression that she's over 18. I told a story earlier. You're gonna have to go back and look at it if you want to. But
Mm.
she has the fake ID. Everything looks legit. Everybody around her is vouching that she's the age that she's saying she is. Even the parents and the family is in on it. So you lay down with her in an intimate setting, and then later on you find out that she was really not the age that you thought she was. How do you handle that situation as a man?
Well, if I looked at if I'm under the impression that she's of age and she give me a fake ID and the ID shows that she's of age, I've done my due diligence. Now, if I find out afterwards that indeed that she was underage, at that point, I'm going to stop everything.
But it's
I'm
too
not going to.
late. But it's too late. You already was intimate with her. Now, guess what? You're in trouble because you did your job. You did what you were
So,
supposed to do. But the
so
family
it's a
is now
defense.
calling you a predator.
It's a defense called mistake of fact that will get you out of that situation. The part of the elements that they have to prove is knowingly,
Yep.
knowingly.
there you go.
Uh,
No way.
um, so when you have a mistake of fact, that means that you were under the impression that this person was of age. But I think
Okay.
when it came to him, he didn't even check her ID.
But let's say the mother groomed, and so we don't really know what happened. Like I said before, we really don't know if there was a conversation that allowed this woman to continuously let her daughter go. We don't know, and I'm just saying this because I'm trying to cover all ends. What if there was a conversation with mother that said, "Oh yeah, she's over 18,
That's
and
what I'm
this
saying.
is the biological mom." So if that's the fact, how come they're not charging her, and how come R. Kelly is still in trouble if this is indeed the fact?
Well, the reason being is he didn't check her ID. As the grown up, you have to do the due diligence and at the very least check her. Now, it's one thing if she had a fake ID. She didn't have a fake ID. He just never checked it.
No, I'm saying to you, what if she did have? Okay, say.
Okay, yeah, if she did have a
No,
fake
no, no.
ID,
What about the mom? I said, what if the mother vouched for her? Because we don't know if there was any type of conversation between him and mom. We don't know that. So what if mom vouched and said, "Oh yeah, she's over 18." How would we handle that?
it'd be the same scenario earlier, where it'd be like a mistake of fact, and that's a defense. If you ever be in a situation, your attorney can use that mistake of fact as a defense. But
I
if you
think
don't
that
do your,
I think what she was asking is if the mom should be in trouble for it. Like, should she get
I,
arrested? I mean, like something like that. I think that's what I think
Yeah,
she's asking. Yeah.
it
yeah.
depends. If the mother was saying and lied about her age to you, so you can have sex with her, hell yeah, that's
Hmm.
sex trafficking.
There you go.
If her intentions was so you can have sex with her, if that's now if her intentions was, I'm going to lie about her age because I don't want her age to prevent you from getting her a record deal, then that's something different.
That's something. Yeah.
That's something different. But if her intentions was, I'm going to lie to him so you can knock her down, hell yeah, lock her up. That's sex trafficking.
So what
Thank
happens?
Underage
you.
minor.
So what happens when the parent says, "I've never had that conversation," but there is no proof that you had that conversation? So how?
Hearsay. Hearsay. They can't do anything
Yeah, if
about
there's
it.
no proof, if there's no proof, you know,
But I'm saying for your mistake of fact is how do you, with the mistake of proof, if the parent says, "Well, I never had that conversation with him. I don't know what he's talking about," and the girl saying, "Well, he never talked to my mom," but there is no proof on your behalf so that your lawyer could use that. I'm just saying, how do you get out of these sticky situations? Because there are a lot of men that are actually in these types of situations as we
the only
speak.
way that I can get out of that situation is I personally checked her ID, not going off of the mother told me she was 18 or she told me she was of age. I physically looked at her ID myself, not nobody else, myself with my own eyes, and her ID was fake and said she was of age. That's my proof. I saw it with my own eyes.
Hmm.
Now, if I never checked her ID and I'm just going off what the mother said and going off of what she said, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
I
is
Cause
have a
a
that.
question. I have a
situation.
question. I mean, not a question actually, a comment on what you guys are saying. As far as a girl who says, "Oh, I'm certain age, like I'm 18, I'm 19, whatever the age, right?" Um, I don't think you would literally ask somebody for an ID if you see a woman that looks like she's older than she is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anybody really goes, "Hey, let me see how old you are when you look older than your age." Because nowadays, these 13-year-olds look like they're 18, 19-year-olds. The
I,
19
I,
year
ag-
olds, they look like
I
they're
agree.
26-year-olds.
I agree with that. But if we apply it to him, you got to keep in mind, he just beat an '08 case dealing with a minor. So right after that, you're going to have in order for me to mess with you, you're going to have an AARP card.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got
Yes.
you.
Yeah. You. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And a
mean,
blue
I
chip.
understand what you're saying,
And
He's
but
a
I
also,
just
whole
feel,
fool for that
also,
one.
I think that the most important thing here is, as Mr. Keller was saying, if let's say you don't ask ID and the police comes over and you find out that she was underage, and you can say, "Hey, I didn't know," and she said she was. I mean, I met her at a
right,
bar. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I met
right.
her at a bar, so I figure she's of age. She's not okay. We're not gonna proceed. The moment that happens, you stop any action with that person. You don't
Stop.
talk to them again. You don't see them
Stop.
again. You don't even cross the same. Like,
Yep.
if you see her coming your way, you cross the street, so you don't even freaking touch her. Like, you
Exactly.
have to make sure that you're never, ever, ever in contact with that person. the mistake that he made is that when he found out that she was that age, all he did was send her back, get something from your parents, and come back. That was
Right.
a mistake.
His solution wasn't to leave her alone. His solution was convince your parents to put you in homeschooling, so you can
Yeah.
come back to me and I can continue to have sex with you.
Right.
So that right
Exactly.
there let you
But
know
why
that
can't
age
we
wasn't a
say they
factor.
shouldn't have lied in the first place?
She shouldn't have lied
Why
in the
can't
first
we
place.
No.
say that?
But when he
Wait.
They
found
shouldn't have
out,
lied in the first
he
place.
stopped.
Right. Okay, so I have something else I wanted to say.
They
You got
rapping
these
with the
parents
truth.
that are sending their kids to marry people. I'm talking older people,
Yeah,
and their
yeah.
children are like 12,
12,
14
yep.
years old. So are you telling me that's illegal? It has to be illegal because that's a child you just gave to a grown ass man.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think in Illinois, I think every state is different. But I think in Illinois, I think you have to be, and I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this.
Right.
I think it's the age of 16 for a parent to sign your emancipate you to be married to an adult, pretty much.
In Louisiana, 17 is an adult.
Now I'm talking
In
about as
California,
a
it's
minor,
18.
the parent can like give permission to be married to an adult,
Yeah, but
and
the
I think
thing
that
about
age
it
is
is,
16 here.
how would you how would you do that? Like, how could you do that? How could you just give your child to a grown, I'm talking
Oh my
wrinkly kind
God.
of person,
Oh,
and
Money,
you're
Yeah.
money,
a
money,
child,
money.
and
No,
it's a
sometimes
child,
no.
Money,
an
money, money,
innocent child.
I've seen that
that's
money
so
wasn't even
funny.
a factor. I've seen it. But money wasn't even a factor.
That's
So what
crazy.
was it?
It could have been just they just had a terrible relationship with their daughter and didn't want nothing to do with it. It's a lot of
It's a
contributing
lot of,
factors.
yeah. It's so
It's no
there.
one. It's not
Right.
no cookie cutters. It's a lot of
Right.
things that can contribute to that.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
95% of the time it's money, 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 money.
So they gave it to this guy. They gave him. They allowed her to marry this
It was
guy. Is that what you said?
they
Yeah.
got married.
Oh
They
my
had
God.
got married, and the parents had to sign off on it. And she
Yep.
was a
Yep.
minor.
Yep.
Oh heck no. Mm-mm.
Nexie,
She was a minor.
Yes.
Now I don't
you
know if it was 16 or 17.
Oh
I can't
heck
remember
no.
the age, but she was definitely under 18.
Oh my
so
God.
Okay,
No.
so the
Nexie,
situation with R.
Yes.
Kelly then, isn't that the
you
same thing? If the parents gave him the paperwork, the
But
papers.
it's a cold court proceedings for that. There's no documentation showing that happened.
Right.
Wow.
okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nexie, so you're in
Yes.
California like me.
Yes.
So I don't know if you are aware, but one of the people that was running for office, it was a AB something another law. I can't remember the name of it, but do you know it took a parent that is very aware like you to bust the guy that was about to run. I forget what position he was in, but he was about to pass a law to say that any man that was sexually attracted to a 10-year-old girl, he can be intimate with her without going to jail. Yes, so the parents saw that and she said hell to the no, and it was brought to everybody's attention. So people went to Sacramento, rallied, and canceled that bill. That bill, he
Oh,
almost passed that bill
is he
without
in
people.
jail?
Huh? No, he was a politician,
Is
but they fired him. They fired him
good.
because
I
yeah, they
hope
fired
so.
him. They was like,
I
how?
don't think
Wait
that
a
ever
minute.
would have
Oh
got
my
passed.
God.
No, they
Oh,
almost passed it until a parent paid attention to the AB bill that was out. And she was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? A grown man can have intercourse with a 10-year-old girl and it would
This
not be illegal. So this is what's happening now. They
it,
have this thing where they used to call them pedophiles. Now they're trying to soften the word and they're
Right.
calling them minor attracted adults. They're attracted to
I'll be
minors.
dang.
And
and
so it's getting really bad out here, and we got to pay attention to these laws. We got to pay attention to what they're trying to pass. Because see, when a chaotic situation happened, like all these shootings, let me tell you one thing that I learned from my dad. My dad said, whenever there's chaos, pay attention to what the politicians are doing. Because when the chaos ends, they passed a rule and a law that is against you. And
And you
every
don't
time,
even know.
huh?
And you don't even know that they have
You
done that
don't know
because they
because you're
distract
so
you.
consumed with the chaotic situation that's taking place right now, whether it be the R. Kelly situation, whether it be shootings, whether it be a hurricane, whether it be a tornado, whether, like what
A
happened in
riot.
Florida, it don't matter what it is. They're passing laws under our nose because they got us so consumed with what's going on that television. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes.
we have to, when we see that as a people, don't pay attention to what's going. Listen to it one time. That's all you need. You don't need to be consumed with it, because whatever's going to happen, they're going to do it. Find out what laws is going on that you need to be concerned with, that you need to fight with. Like, they passed a law here in California. A girl could get pregnant, have your baby, and she has 28 days after birth. 28 days after the baby is alive, and she's catered to the baby, and she can go and terminate that child's life up to 28 days. A day after, it will be considered murder.
That's
What?
why
Oh
it's
my
important
God.
to attend these town halls because
Yep,
This is
local
so.
government is the most important government.
absolutely.
Wait, wait,
Yes.
wait, wait, wait.
That is
Hold on,
so
hold on, hold on.
disgusting.
Are you talking about like euthanizing the child after 28 days of birth?
Yes, a girl has up till 28 days to terminate the child's life after birth. After spending 28 days with that child, she has a right to terminate that child's life without
Oh,
going to jail. So there was a OBGYN, he was Asian. He was basically crying, begging, and pleading for them not to pass that law.
oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
And they passed it?
I believe that they can do it. I'm telling you, our governor, Governor Newsom, I don't
Oh,
care what nobody say, that man is the spawn of Satan.
Okay, then y'all need to kick him out.
you
He
know
got to
what?
go.
I love him. I love him and I hate him at the same time. Only
I can't
because
stand him.
no,
He
but
needs
because
to
when the
go.
pandemic was going very strong, he was our life support in the hospital. I mean, in hospitals, he was.
Yeah, because he's over there making up for having people kill their children from
Thank you.
28 days and
But
younger.
I
That's
hate him
why.
too because he passes and he comes up with the stupidest, the most unbelievable crap to pass on bills. And you're looking at him like, I thought you were smart. Like,
No,
seriously, you think this is gonna fly?
he is evil in every sense of the way. This man is I don't know what to say about this man, but this man, you try see, the thing of it is they dump, like, I voted, and
Mm-hmm.
I voted, and my friend voted. My friend is a Republican, and she voted. Her ballot disappeared, and she kept, like, trying to find out where it went. A lot of people that were Republicans were, like, complaining that their ballots were disappearing because they want to keep this a Democratic state so they can do whatever they want to do, whatever laws they want to pass. And it's like the children, it's an attack on the children. The children are in danger, whether it be a R. Kelly that's messing with them to a politician that's messing with children. These kids are in danger, and we need to stand up and we need to pay attention. We need to, like, if you see a parent that don't know how to educate their child, try to step in and help that parent to understand your daughter should not be doing sleepovers when the girl has a father or a brother or a cousin or male figure in the house, because we don't know what type of activities go on in those houses. We just see you day in and day out. We don't know that little Sally's brother is out there trying to experiment and see if he can get it in, or the uncle is, the
Exactly.
uncle that everybody knows that's a pedophile but don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? We no, my kids never did sleepovers, and
Oh
we
no no
should not
no.
allow our
Me
kids
neither.
to do sleepovers. We don't know. People are not going to treat our kids the same way that we treat them. Like this little black boy, he went to his friend's house and he called his mom, and they end up finding out the little boy had third-degree burns all over his body, and the family tried to hide it from the parents.
Oh my
And
Wow.
God.
that's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody gonna treat your kids the way you do.
No, and you know
Right.
what? My
Out.
children, thank God, they're old, they're adults. My eldest is 35, and 33, 31, and 22. So my kids are grown and everything, but my daughters, I think one of them, like my second daughter, wanted to go on a sleepover to her friend. She was 16 years old when this happened. Her friend, her best friend, there's only sisters. They have no boys in the family. So I agreed to it. She was calling me every hour. Mom, are you asleep? Mom, what are you doing? I'm like, aren't you on a sleepover? It took a lot to convince dad to let her go, but she was 16 years old. When they were little, they weren't allowed to sleep over, and not even at grandma's house. And that's my mom. I wouldn't even allow that because my mom has a tendency that a lot of people, come over and visit her on the weekends and stuff like that. And I didn't know who these people were. So I never felt comfortable allowing my children to stay overnight. And my mom never understood that concept because I went through something horrible. She never understood that I didn't feel comfortable, and that she didn't, like, she could have told these people, you know what, this weekend don't come because, Nix is going to drop off the kids, and she doesn't like this. No, she didn't. She did it anyway. She allowed people to come over. So I learned the lesson and said, you know what? Never again. We're going to just not go to grandma's over the weekend. We're just going to visit her once in a while, but that's it. So, but my daughter was 60 and she was calling me every hour. She called me at 5:30. Mom, can you pick me up now? I'm like, you've been calling me every hour. You haven't slept. She's like, I can't. This is not my house. And that was the first and last time that she did that. And any of my other kids, they've never allowed to. But I have had parents drop off their kids in my house, just open the car door, they don't even know who I am. They don't know if I sell dope, if I do drugs, if I sell drugs, or if I have I don't know, whatever I have inside. They don't know. They just drop them off.
Man, don't drop no kids off to me because I believe in whoopings. I'm old school. I still whoop kids.
Man, I hit a kid in the throat
Hello
in the
now.
stomach. Hit him right
Please
in the
don't
throat
drop
in the
off.
stomach, man. Man, elbow him in the forehead. Get
Yo,
on up out of
y'all be
To allow
all
them
the people's on me.
here. I'm
to
telling you,
come
man.
over. No, I allow them to come over when I'm here. But my husband always had a rule too that if he was here alone, there were kids cannot come over to play with my girls or to whatever. He will tell them, their mom is not here right now, so you guys can have a play date next time, like or just go home and then call. My daughter will call you when her mom comes home so that you can come over and play. So I never did that because you never know. You don't know who is, on the other side of that door that opens
Safety
for your kids
first.
to go in.
Safety first.
Safety first. Always. My daughters, they always tell me that they're so grateful that I didn't allow them to do all these crazy things that they wanted to do when they were younger because, they avoided a lot of stranger danger.
Right.
And I
So
work with children. So for me, all these laws that this senator is trying to pass, they're very scary
yeah.
because I'm the one that gets the worst end of the stick, or the worst thing that human beings can do because I work in a hospital and with
Right.
children. So I get when people have molested them, or they stepdads have beaten them, or mom have lost and beaten the crap out of the kid. So I get those cases, and it's very, very painful.
Right.
So this law is
Wow.
being passed. But you know what, Newsom? I think he was in Europe a few years back. And did you know that in Europe they're trying to pass a law that allows pedos to be? They're fighting for a law so that they're not put in they don't have to register, and they want to take out that registration process as
Is
a
that registration like the registered sex offenders?
the
I
sex
Yeah.
mean,
offender.
is that
They want
really utilized? Do people really utilize that?
I
Yes.
do.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
I
Yes.
do. I
Yes,
did.
they do.
If
They
they
have
don't, they
a
pick them
app.
up.
They
Oh
They
no,
have
pick
an
but
them
they're
up and
I
trying
take
know,
to.
them.
I
They're
know,
trying
I
to.
know the information is out there, but I'm saying, like, I mean, do people really look at that? I
Yes,
mean,
Yeah.
there's
I
enough.
know some people do, but I'm saying like enough people to make the information relevant.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do. They
they do.
absolutely
Yeah.
do.
Because I don't think
And
I ever looked that up before,
no,
ever.
no, no. It's I have an app. I've always had this. My computer
Yep.
always had like sex offenders around my area, and it will tell me around where. So
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
my like I said, my kids were never walking around or roaming alone. I always was with them, but you always have to be, cognizant of who is living around you because you never
I
know.
don't even think I want to know because I think I'll be fucking surprised. Like, what the fuck do
You need
you?
to know, especially if you got kids, because you think
I
Mm-hmm.
just
Mister.
want to bring my kids around. I don't need no
No,
Well,
it's not.
access.
It's
in
not
England,
that. It's not that. It's just it could be the neighbor across the street, and you're always saying hi, and he's sitting there eyeballing your kid while you don't know. So you need to know who's around.
Mm-hmm.
and
Period.
giving your kids candy, and you're like, "Oh, Mr. So and so, so nice. Go get your candy from Mr. So and so," and you don't even know that this dude is registered. So yeah, but in England, what they're trying to do is to humanize them. They want to remove the sex offender list. They don't want them to, and they want people to allow them to move into family oriented neighborhoods because they're humans
Oh,
too.
hold
Have a
on a
good
I'm like,
night.
second.
what the? So I think
Next,
So
hold on a
England.
I thought the restriction was they just can't move by like a school or something, but they could
Yeah,
move anywhere else,
You
but it can't
left,
be by a school.
yeah,
Mr. Keller. I
but
was
no,
trying to
they
say
want them
bye to
now.
Mr. Sanchez.
Yeah,
I was trying to say bye. He said he had to go.
yeah. Have a good evening or night.
But yeah, so now this guy, so I think that's probably where he got the idea of making all these stupid laws. And eventually, I can guarantee you, they're going to try to introduce let's humanize them. Let's try to give them the right to be around kids. They've repented or,
No.
whatever.
Yeah,
What
They're
they need
stupid.
to do,
I
if they
think a
don't want to,
pedophile. If you're a pedophile, I don't think. I think there's some mental stuff going on. I don't think you can be cured from that. I think once a
No.
pedophile is always a pedophile.
Always, you can't.
yeah.
There's cases actually that they have interviewed several. There's it's a documentary, and I don't remember where or when I watched it, but there was a young man who said that he's always had this since he started puberty. He started feeling very attracted to kids. He says that he has never acted on it, never, but he went to therapy to see what he could do to try to control it. He says so. What he does is he stays away from kids, and he informs his friends that
Just
he
get you
has
like
these things.
I think to keep people like that out of jail, they should just find like a grown up midget and just act like they 10 years old.
You know what? I saw
Mm-mm.
a documentary some years ago. Somebody's crackling. I saw a documentary some years ago where this old man, he was a pedophile, and they was talking to him, and he was crying, and he's like, I'm sincere, I'm tired of messing with little girls. And he was so remorseful, and they had him hooked up to all these monitors, and they were like, no, he's honest. So what he did was he did some research, and he had research for them to remove a certain part of his brain. And once they removed a certain part of his brain, they put him in this room. But of course, they had people that were ready to, grab him, and there was no brain activity for him.
What
He
is that
just
noise in the background? Like somebody yelling or something.
I have no idea.
It's crackly. It sounds like somebody's going through boxes or something.
And it sounds like somebody yelling.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
not me. It's
I
not
don't
me.
know where
Let me
that's
Not
tell you.
me.
So yeah, he had a portion of his brain removed, and once they removed that portion of his brain, he no longer was doing anything to children, and they followed him. But I cannot find that documentary anywhere. So my thing is, I think that they should do that research and remove that part of the brain to see, how effective it is, and we won't have these repeat offenders.
Yeah, or again, it's like I said before, it's self control, right? You know this is what you like. What you have to do is remove yourself. Like this young man, he wasn't more than like probably late 20s. He says that he knew since he was a teenager that he had this attraction for little kids, for little girls. So what he did is as soon as he turned 18, he started going he asked his mom if she could please make an appointment with a psychologist. He didn't tell his mom what he was going for, but the mom did it, and he started going through it. And he says that with therapy and everything, he has never touched a child ever, He says that that was the decision he made, that he will never act upon his urges,
That's a
but he
blessing.
Yeah,
has to go
Bob.
to therapy. And he tells his friends, he told all of his friends, look, this is what's going on. This is what I have. So, I'm just letting you know. He says, I lost a lot of friends, but I'd rather be honest,
But
and
do
But
tell
is
you
it
them
a
think
this is
that's
what,
constant
Robert
fight?
Kelly's
Is it a
problem?
constant fight every day to the
yeah, it
point
is.
where
Do you
you
think
can
that's
may
R.
end up
Kelly's
acting on
problem?
it?
Sorry about that. Do you think it's R. Kelly's problem?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
the pattern look like it.
Yeah, no, he does have a desire a for very very young girls, because I know that 16 hasn't been, or 17 hasn't been his mark. I know that he's probably had he had, I think, younger girls than
Do
17.
do you think his sexual abuse, influenced that?
No, I don't think so, only because I have researched. I That's what I was doing when I first heard about this. I was like, "What the heck?" And there's a lot of studies where they say that because you've been abused, sometimes it's the opposite. It
But not
takes you away
everybody
from
has
people.
that luck, though. Not everybody. Like
Not everybody,
some
but
people will be abusers, and some people will not be abusers. Some people that
but
have been
That's true.
assaulted will, and some people that
That's true.
have been assaulted will not. So it's hard
Right.
to say that
no,
it's
no, no.
not
But for
true.
him, he's remember, he's not assault because he's not going out there and taking these girls. It's a desire for him. Is he loves a young certain type. That's a need. That's a
That's his
want. That's a
preference.
desire. That's a preference. It's not a because I got raped, I am gonna do this. Because I got
Right,
raped by
because the
uncle so
same
and
thing
so.
happened to Bruce.
And if that was the case, then he will be molesting only boys, right? If that was just a molestation because I did that. And it has happened that people
Wait
that
a
have been
minute.
raped
Am I
before.
tripping? Y'all don't hear somebody yelling?
I hear it.
It's outside. It's my neighbors. They were laughing outside. I was just out here. I was like, what the
Oh,
heck are
okay.
they
I'm
doing?
like, well, somebody
I'm
need
so
help.
sorry. I was outside for a little bit, so I was like, what the heck? Give me a minute.
Okay.
I tell him to
Yeah,
shut up.
but what I'm saying is I get your studies, but it's like what doctors, when they say, oh, you have asthma, and they try to treat everybody the same. You can't treat, and you can't say that everybody has the same, no, it's not this, and no, it's not that. But what I wanted to say is this real quick, because I'm gonna have to drop down. I think that Robert Kelly and all offenders, instead of throwing people in jail, I think that it should be mandatory therapy and counseling
Yes.
until they literally get it.
But
Have somebody
what if they don't? What if they don't admit that they have a problem?
but they keep going to counseling until they can finally admit it. And once
If
you
they
can
never do,
finally
they don't let him out.
right. That's what I was getting to. They keep them because if you gave me 30 years, don't give me 30 years of wandering around. Give me 30 years of mandatory counseling because at some point something gonna click. A light gonna turn on and be like, "Oh my God, I did do that." And I'm gonna start ushering myself into getting that treatment. So just throwing people in jail and not offering them any counseling to find out what happened and dealing with that issue that took place, and you feel like because you were a victim, now you're victimizing people. He may not be capturing and targeting women every single day, but guess what? He still have predatory behavior from what happened in his past. So we
Yes.
can't go by the book and say, well, no, that's not, I'm not coming at you, but
No,
no,
no, no.
that's
I
not
understand.
true,
But
I think he
because
needs to. I think they would have to come to the conclusion that they have a problem
no,
first,
no, no. But this is
that's
the
what I'm
thing, though.
saying. That's why the counseling needs to be mandatory so
not
that
under
they can.
duress. And I'm saying not under a duress situation. Like
But
freely come to come to the
again,
point where you realize I got a goddamn
you have
problem.
to
And
come with that, right?
Right,
Like,
that's what
they
I'm
don't have to
saying.
make you. What Keller is saying is that he has to say, "I have a problem," because
right,
No, no,
not
no, no,
under
no, no.
if it's
duress.
I
made
get
under
that.
duress,
I get
he's
that.
still not
I'm
gonna get it.
saying that if he's constantly mandatory that he has to, whether he speaks or not, when he continues to go into counseling for the issue that he's faced with, and there are other guys in his position, he may hear something that sounds like
It
him,
clicks.
and one day it may click. I'm not saying he gotta speak, but
Of course.
it may happen, is what I'm saying. Just like people say, oh, this person's so evil, they'll never change. Somebody prayed for them, and guess what? You see them 10 years later, and they're a totally different person, and you're like, wow, what happened?
Yeah,
So we
it's
don't
true.
know unless you get the help.
Yeah, but you know what? It will have to. It's gonna take a long time. First of all, I'll be right there. And for him for therapy, he will have to go for a very, very long time, because it's not just the one problem. There's probably other things wrong with him, with his brain or whatever. We don't know, but it's gonna take him a very long time to get to the point that you say, where he's gonna say, you know what, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I do have a problem, and
I think
hopefully
he.
he
I
will
think he.
choose.
I think he's probably fighting that right now.
You still here,
I think
Miss
he probably been
April?
fighting that.
Hold on a
Yeah.
second. You still here, Miss April?
Miss April.
You know, Miss April go to sleep on you.
I'm still here.
I'm dropping down, sweetie. I got some husband stuff to do, like wifey
Oh,
cooking.
okay.
I gotta
Oh,
cook.
yeah,
It was
I'm
nice to
still
talk
here.
to you guys and to meet you. Talk to you later.
Okay,
All
All
bye.
right.
right. Yeah, I'm still here. I ain't went to sleep, Carla.
No, but what I was about to address to her is that it is true that some victims do victimize. The percentage is very, very low. But what R. Kelly has is yeah, he got victimized, and maybe in a way he's paying forward what they did to him. But him is a preference. It's a desire. It's what I was talking. I don't remember who I was talking to, and I was telling them that the act of urination or defecate. A lot of people have those things. A lot of ways, the urination and the defecation, those are the ones that arouse that person. That's what gives you the climax that you were expecting, not the act itself, not the sex act, but the fact that you were able to, you see that person, full of your urine or your excrement or whatever. That's what gives them the most pleasurable orgasm, if you want to call it that way. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. I'm so sorry, but that's what gives them the high. So, which is why I say that for him, it's not that simple. It's
Right.
not just that he was abusing, therefore he's abusing, because it's going way beyond the point of no return. When I saw that the 1990s, that tape, because I did see it. At that point, we didn't understand why we just said, "Oh my God, it's so gross." But as I started going through school, and like you said, with asthma, not everybody's the same. But we haven't found that out until recently. That not every asthma attack is the same, or that not every lung is the same. It takes a long time to come to that conclusion. So as you go forward with psychology and it's an evolution, you find out that the act of the sexual act is not what gave that person pleasure. It's like serial killers. It's the blood that they drew out of that victim. It's the fact that they choked them, to death or whatever. That's what gives them the high that they desired, not the sexual act. That's just, okay, I'm here, let me do it, whatever. But the most, pleasure comes from that. And I'm noticing that that's something that he does over and over and over and over again. So he's getting the pleasure not maybe from the act itself, but maybe from, the bodily fluids that come up from it. That's what I think. He's not my patient. I'm not a doctor. I'm not his doctor. But I'm saying in this case, this is how I see it.
If he were to come out publicly and say, I apologize for my actions. I'm getting help. I got a problem. I need y'all to pray for me. I'm gonna repent. Would you accept him, like as if he never did anything?
If he comes out right now?
Yeah.
No. Even
What
if
would
it
it take?
comes out 30, even if it comes out 30 years from now, because he's like a drug addict. They're never cured. You're in remission.
We're not saying he cure. We're not saying he's cured from it.
Oh,
But
the apology you mean accepted? I probably would, if it was me, I would accept the apology, but that doesn't mean I will trust them because you can't. They're not cured. They're not. That he's probably will repent, like his friend said. It's gonna take a while for him because he's still under that cloud of celebrity. But eventually, it's gonna get to him that he's in jail and why he's there for, and
Yeah.
eventually he will
I think
probably come
once
out.
the
But I don't.
I think it would be it would be directly after like everything is exhausted as far as his appeal and all that shit. Once
Mhm.
everything is exhausted and he realized like, damn,
Or they don't. I don't hear anybody talking about me anymore. Oh my God, I
you're
don't get any phone calls anymore. So and so
you're
used to come see me. He hasn't come in months. You know what I mean? Like when that dwindles, like when that goes down, that you're not in everybody's mouth anymore. They don't even think about you. Your friends, they don't visit you as often as they did before in the beginning because they wanted it, to get those 15 minutes of fame or whatever it is that they wanted to get out of him or
I think
so-called
his real
friends.
friend I think his true friends
The true friends are
I
the
don't
ones we
know.
don't hear about, right? Are the ones that are
Now
doing
I do
everything behind.
believe that he need to go ahead and send Joy home. I don't know
Oh
why.
no, yes, that is number one. That needs to be done before. Even if he comes out right now and says I'm sorry, nobody will believe him unless that girl goes home
Right, that's definitely the
and
first
starts
step. Like
mending that.
send her home.
Because yeah, send her home because without family, we're nothing. We're nothing. I just found out, by the way, today that I'm going to be a grandmother. I'm
Oh,
so
congratulations!
excited. I know, right?
Congratulations.
I know my first grandchild, so I'm like super, super excited. I think more than my daughter. But anyway, so without them, I wouldn't be a grandma. So this girl is young. I know she's still young, and a lot of people judge her because she's 27 and she's still under his thumb, whatever. But they don't understand that when this abuse or relationship,
Right,
whatever people want to call it, started, she was only 19. So in
right.
that girl's mind and brain and maturity, she's still 19. She hasn't been able to advance because the abuse began then. So it's gonna take. It's like the other one, the number one, the first girl, the one from the tape.
Oh,
That
Rashana.
girl is Roshana. She's still 14. That girl she's 37 right now, but she's still 14. That girl hasn't grown yet because the abuse started
I
so
mean,
young.
I think she grown enough to say,
That was just the
um,
beginning.
Well,
mentally. I think mentally she grown enough to say, okay,
Enough,
this shit is wrong.
enough. But
And I don't think
she's
Joy is
still
there yet.
no, no. See, that's what psychologically they still the age that the abuse started, and that's what I tell people a lot. You need therapy. You need to be able to get over this hump.
I don't
We're
even
gonna
think it
call
got
it.
anything to do with her age. I don't think it got anything to do with her age. I think it's just her mindset because
Exactly.
he had like for example his wife. You know, she could have left, but it wasn't until mentally she got sick and tired of being sick and tired,
Yeah,
and she was grown.
but she exactly. His wife was already a grown adult,
Right. So I think it's
right?
more so
This girl's
mental. I think it's more so of where they at mentally. I don't think it really have anything to do with their age.
no, no, no. What I meant is it does actually. No, no, no. It does. It's scientifically proven. It does. The abuse and the thing is that this girl Roshana, she stood there for so many years of all that abuse rules and everything. She got to the point right now, which hooray, yay, that she said enough. I'm
Right.
gonna
Right. Right.
start thinking about, but that's just the one thing that she did, which it was very brave of hers. But she's gonna need therapy to be able to
All of them
grow
need
to the
therapy.
mature. Huh?
Yeah. All of them gonna need therapy.
Me too. I'm gonna need therapy after this. I can't even. I don't even know
I need therapy. Shoot,
him.
I need to be in therapy
Yes,
right
we
I need to be
now.
do.
serious. We all
Miss
need to be in
April,
somebody's
we do.
love seat.
Yeah,
Let,
we
let's
all need to be in
let's get all
somebody's
this together. Let's
crowd.
make it let's see if we get a
Shoot,
discount for a group.
we all need to be in
A
therapy
big
because
group.
this is something
Group
else.
therapy.
Yeah, but maturity is not acquired. Like you know how it's important that at 18 you're an adult, but you're still under your parents or whatever, but you're still a kid. even though you're 18. Legally, you're an adult. 21, wow, you can drink or whatever. But
The reason I say that is because I know plenty of people in all different ages, and it's just not applying it to that. Let's just say a toxic situation. Let's just leave it as that. I know
mm,
people who have been in a toxic situation at all ages, and it take them a while
mhm.
to leave. For example, it could be someone that's getting their ass whooped, on a regular basis, and it take them damn near 8 years to get out
Sometimes
of
they
that.
don't even leave at all.
Right? Some
I
people
know
don't
a
leave at all.
lady. I know a lady who's been with her husband for almost 50 years, and she used to live next door to us in the other in LA where we used to live at before. Because I've been here in close to Disneyland like for almost 30 years. But we used to live in LA, and next to us it was this older couple. They have been together for like almost 25 years at that point or whatever, and that guy used to beat the living crap out of this lady in front of her kids and everything. They were already teenagers. I saw her daughter recently. Her daughter brought her baby. She has a baby. I was like, oh my God. She's like, I didn't even know you worked here. So we were chatting, and she's like, yeah, they're still together. I'm like, she never left them? She's like, no, they're still together. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of situations. Even a dead end job. People that's at a dead end job know that this is the farthest I'm gonna ever go,
And they stay there.
and they will stay there.
That's true. That is so true. But in the opposite of these girls, because they were so young, like I was molested when I was little. I think it started like around 5 years old, and I think it stopped like around 8. And for the longest time, I was stuck in that particular age.
Wow.
Yeah, I grew up, body wise, and yeah, I got educated and everything, but that
Mm.
age is very critical. When my children hit the 5-year
You
mark,
know what?
I will
It's
get anxiety. I will get that, oh my God, they're 5 years old. Like, I will get this
mm.
anxiety, and I had no idea why, in the
You know
beginning.
what? It's funny that you say that because I know someone who was raped at a young age, um, and they grown now, and they
Mm-hmm.
still she's like right now she's like 60 something right now,
Mm-hmm.
and she still have situations where you be like, damn, are you 12 years old?
Yeah, yeah. It's weird. It's weird. But my kid, I will overprotect my children. And I started going to, through school, I started taking a lot of psychology, and I started getting therapy through one of my mentors.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was
And
going to ask you. Like, were you getting
that
any type
helped
of
me.
therapy?
Yeah,
Okay.
That helped me because I was
How long? Okay,
overprotecting
so
my
how
kids.
long did it take you to get therapy?
Oh, God. I think I went for almost 10, 11 years.
10,
And I
11
still
years.
go from time to sometimes when I just want to.
So you said it took 10 or 11 years for you to start going?
No. Of therapy, years of
No,
therapy
no.
to
I mean,
start going. I think I
yeah,
was in my early 20s.
early 20s. So it took
Yes,
you,
almost 10, 15 years, right?
okay.
Since the incident.
And did
Yeah,
you
You
almost
tell
said
what,
15
it
years.
took
how,
you 10,
I
15
told
years of therapy?
I told
to
my mom.
start? To start. Did you
Yeah,
tell anybody?
yeah, I told my mom,
How
and
long did it take for you to tell somebody?
I was to tell my mom. I think I was
Hmm.
in my 30s.
And what
But
took
when
you
I
so
told
long?
her, because I told my sister at first when
Okay.
I was little.
Okay,
I told my
okay.
sister.
So the first person that you
The
told,
first
how
person
long
I
did it take?
told, my
How long
sister,
did it take?
and
And how long did it take?
I was 10 years old when I told my
10?
sister. Yes,
Okay.
and my sister said, "Don't tell anybody because you're gonna get in trouble."
So what made you finally come to your sister at 10?
I don't know. It felt wrong because this person wasn't any in the family anymore. This person was out of our family, like it has moved away or whatever. So it wasn't happening anymore. Something triggered it, and I told my sister that this person did this and this to me. And my
Okay.
sister looked at me with those eyes. She wasn't any older than me. She was like 15, I think, 16. And my sister told me, don't say it. Don't say anything. Don't tell anyone. When I came to my mom and I told her in my 30s, she told me that that never happened.
So
That I was a
so
liar.
so what made you finally tell your mother?
Um, I think it was time because it was her
Okay.
family member. It was her
Okay.
family member.
And
So
you know what? And that's why I don't. That's the that's the thing that sometimes piss me off when people say nothing happened to that person. Why did it take this long? Why they didn't go to the police?
yeah,
Why did it take
you
if
can't.
they was a real victim? Why did it take 30, 40 years for them to say
It
something?
does. Because my father passed away. It's gonna be a year. Tomorrow is gonna be a year since he passed away, and my dad never found out. I never told my dad because I knew that if I told my dad, he was gonna get his machete and then cut that person up in pieces. Because I
Right.
was raised by my dad. I wasn't raised by my mom. We were raised by my dad. She left us when I was 5 years old, and my dad raised all of us. It was six of us, and he raised every single one of us. It's an amazing dad. But I never told him because I was always afraid that if I did, I knew how he was. I knew what he was going to do, so I kept it to myself. And my sister, that was the first thing she said: "Don't say anything to my dad because my dad will go kill him
Right.
because my dad is crazy like that with us."
As he should.
So I never
Shit.
told him. I never told him. I kept that to myself. And my sister, my dad will always ask, "How is Nancy? Is she okay? Is everything okay?"
So,
Because I guess
so
my dad
your
saw
mother to
that.
this day still don't believe it.
No, she said no. She says
So
no. That's
to this day.
that's my because that's her brother. It's my uncle,
Uh,
and I
uh,
have to be on Christmas and sometimes when he's there. Now I have the ability to say no. I'm not going to be here. I don't give a crap what you say. But
okay.
when we were younger and we finally came to to meet her and visit her, my uncle was always there, and and I will always feel very uncomfortable when my dad sometimes will bring us or whatever.
So
I feel
how
very
old was
uncomfortable.
he at the time when you was? How
30.
old was he? No. Oh, he was 30.
Yes, my uncle was in his
Wow.
30s. I was only
Wow.
5.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy, and I
That's
was the
crazy because
baby.
I'm trying to think. I can't even remember when I was 5. I'm trying to
Oh,
think
I
like the
do, I
father's
do,
memory. I don't think I can remember back when I was 5.
and that's what I'm telling you. These things make your brain develop in a way that you cannot even imagine. That was the first experience I have on that out of body experience when people say I could see myself on the bottom. That
Hmm.
there I had that when I was little because it was so shocking to me because I've never had that. My dad was a very decent man. My dad wouldn't even bathe us. He will tell us like, okay, get in there and whatever, and he will turn around, and we were little for us to change clothing. He will never be in the
Did
same
it
room.
affect any of your like relationships?
Um, yes, yes, it did. It did, and in some ways, it did affect the ability to have like a normal, I guess, sexual
Right.
relationship. We can say.
Right.
Because it comes back to you. It comes back to
Hmm.
you. A certain move, a certain touch, and that thing just pops back up. Which is what I say to a lot of people. You don't understand what this does to a person.
Right.
You're never normal again. Even your husband that you would love to enjoy your intimacy with, when somebody touches you inappropriately for a long period of time, or even a couple of times, that on itself creates this mark on you that, like I said, a move, a touch, and that thing flies to you and it blocks you, and then you cannot enjoy it anymore because it's already there.
Yeah. That's like I said. That shit pissed me off because when you see the people like in the indictment, they were like, oh, they just now saying something now. They ain't no victims. But when R. Kelly came out, he didn't say nothing until he was damn near 40 years old, and they never questioned that shit.
No, they never have, and it puzzles me a lot too. But then again, it's a minority, and he came to this success. So and I get it too because they had to protect them, and they're gonna believe everything he says, no matter what, because of their adoration that they have for him. They have him on this pedestal. But I don't know. I never. My sister. Once I told her, my sister never left me alone at the house when my uncle was there. Oh, no, 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 sorry. He will tell my uncle, we'll be right back. Oh, you can leave her here. No, it's okay, uncle. Thank you. We'll be right back. And she will take me with her. Like, my sister was my mom, literally, my older sister. She was our mom.
Wow.
Hmm. So it does, it gives, it makes, it damages you so much. You know, like I said, you're always that little 5-year-old. You're
Yeah.
always that 15-year-old that experience was so cruel. Or that somebody, you know, because a 30-year-old man is going to do different things than a 15-year-old boy your age, right? That doesn't know anything like you do. A man like that, and the type of life that he was leading, which it was not just with you, it was with a lot of people. So that I can only imagine.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry you went through all that. And you know what? You're a survivor, girl. You're a survivor. Stay strong.
Thank you.
But I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up at 3:30
Me
in the
too.
morning.
It was a pleasure talking to you too.
Yeah, it
Hey,
was a
you
Thank you,
did
Miss
pleasure.
double
April,
duty
for
today.
giving us the platform.
You did double duty today.
Yes, I
Yeah.
I'm
did.
surprised you ain't sleep.
Well, what time is it? It's only 9:30 here in Cali. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but that, normally that don't
11:34
even
here.
matter.
Yeah.
I have
It's
to go to work tomorrow at 7 anyway. So,
yeah, it's
but
11
anyway, thank you, Miss April, and
11:34
thank
up
you,
here.
Keller, for
Yep,
putting up with me today.
thank everybody. Yeah,
Yes.
hey
We'll
the
see you
Bud
around.
South, loving me, Tracy.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, hey.
Take care. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Good
All
night.
right. Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
tell her what you doing up late this evening. I'd have
I
been
know,
on here
right? I'm past my bedtime.
three and a
You
half
know what?
hours.
I just happened to see you live. I'm like, let me go ahead and see what she's talking about. But yes, it is
Nothing
past my
was
bedtime.
just I was just how my take is, you know, morally what those people did, they were wrong. Legally, they did nothing. You know, I just feel as though, um, we losing morals, values, and lies cost you. Lies cause a lot.
Yeah.
He did what they shouldn't have lied. But to lie is not a crime. Um, you know,
Well,
so and so,
uh, what people would do.
yeah.
What people would do. I mean,
And then like I say, the statute, the man is held for statutory rape. Um, if it happens, but I guess you would have to prove it. But it's and that law's been around for a long time. So a lot of people, a lot of men, they better check now because these girls being born with hooker bodies. You know,
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, true. That's true.
I mean, the, the way girls are
I mean, but you got to
developing.
keep in mind. You got to keep in mind that Azriel wasn't the type that looked grown. She looked young. Now I could see if you know, she
Yeah,
looked young as hell. And then he asked her, I think in a text message, he said, "Is your parents strict?" You asking about her parents? What grown folks? If you grown, your parents is not in the equation. If you grown, he asked her, "Is your parents strict? Will they allow you to travel?" So right there, like he knew that she was young, for the simple fact that when you say parent, that automatically indicate that this is a young motherfucker I'm dealing with. So he knew. He didn't care. And it indicated that he didn't care because when he found out her age, his solution wasn't not to cease, messing with her. His solution was, let's rig something up so I can continue to have sex with you. So I look at things in its totality, I look at the whole entire picture. You know, when you sit there and you want to and look at thing and isolate stuff, you can prove whatever you want to prove. But when you look at the entire picture, it's gonna tell the whole story.
Yeah. Well, another outburst. You know, like Nexie said, hell, we all need to be sitting on some therapist chairs because every time I say I'm done, I
Yeah,
look up. There's something
it ain't
else
done
that
with
come
you.
up.
It ain't done with you. That's the problem.
Every time I say I'm done,
I keep telling you
this,
that. Listen, I keep telling you that. Like
so
it's up and it's
I'm
stuck.
gonna stop saying I'm done because every time I say it, something else happens. So I'm gonna just say, Kelly. Well, we talk anyway, and we talk about other things other than our Kelly.
Okay.
And it, it, you know, until the next cycle of this, what is coming more frequently now. Uh,
Yeah, I am. You used to let me know when you live. I just happened to come on here. You used to send me a
yeah,
text.
I did a live last night, and I guess for me is everybody wants to sit up and call him names and say what he should have did and all of this. And I've been a fair person, but nobody wants to say all of them they shouldn't have lied. Because if they
They
wouldn't
should,
have lied, but
they
check
shouldn't
this
have lied.
out.
They shouldn't
Since
have lied. But
all of y'all, when you lie and scheme to get something, look what happened.
they shouldn't have lied. But you
But they
know,
did.
yeah, they did. They did. They shouldn't have, but they did.
Yeah, and
I don't. I
I
honestly
hope that
believe. I honestly believe if they would have told the truth from the beginning, we'll be in the same situation. Nothing would change.
well,
He still would sex.
that's what
He
I
still
said.
would.
They wanted
He
him to
still would
get
have
that
sexually
back.
assault her
Well, he
if
was
even if he
impressed.
knew her real age. Huh?
Um, even once she betted him under a lie as a grown woman.
Was she what?
She betted him under a lie as a grown woman.
I understand. I understand that. And what I'm saying is, if she would have told her real age out the gate, he still would have did what he did.
Well,
And the
we'll
proof is there
never know.
because the proof is there.
We'll never know.
The reason I say that is he found out her real age, and he still has sex with her.
See, but see, there you go. But what if they wouldn't have lied? You got to go to the beginning. They sought him out.
Well,
He didn't seek them out.
again, I'm gonna look at everything in
Again,
its totality.
again, they sought him out. Why do people have a problem saying that? They sought him out. They lied and they schemed and plotted.
So the reason that they lied is because they didn't want her
They
age.
researched him.
Huh?
Stop defending them. They
No.
researched him.
I'm telling you what she said. I'm telling you what she said. This is what
Who
she said.
said?
This is what she said under oath. Uh, um,
Who,
Ezriel. This is what
who
Ezriel
said
said
that
under oath.
they lied?
Okay, I'm trying. This is what Ezriel said under oath.
I don't believe nothing she said. Hell, she lied from the beginning. So I'm supposed to believe everything she say is the gospel now?
Well, I'm just telling you what she said, whether you believe
I
it or
don't
not.
want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing that her, the mammy, and the pappy got to say. The madam and the
Well,
pimp. No. Or
you
her.
asked me. You asked me why. I was going to give you. They asked her why. They asked her that question, and I was going to give you her response. They asked her that in the court. Why did she lie? And I'm just going to give you what she said. But I look at everything in its totality, And when I look at everything in its totality,
Nobody wants to say they were liars. They was wrong. They shouldn't have lied. That's like saying, oh, well, the thief, oh,
well,
they going to go in the store and they ain't going to never steal again.
well, she said
Okay,
that she the only she said that she lied in the courtroom about her age.
right. And
She
so,
never she
right
never
there,
denied that.
and I've always had a problem with that.
She never denied that. She said she lied.
I always had a problem with that. I always said, so they lied about their age. So now, because now we're supposed to believe, because they sitting up saying, well, I lied about my age, but now I'm telling the truth. And everything they say is supposed to be gospel. Oh, hell no. 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 I
Well,
don't care if it was him or anybody else.
only thing that would change the outcome now is the appeal. Um, and the appeal process is not going to change a disagreement in the verdict. The appeal process, the only way the appeal would change if there were an error during the proceedings or a constitutional violation. So, unfortunately, that's
there has been like men that have went to jail that was on their way to college, and they had women to lie on them. See, I got a big problem with that anyway. It's not even. It didn't start with this. It started back with all the men
but he
that
have
were
a.
falsely in
But we
prison
talking
for
about
women lying.
we talking about somebody who have a history of doing this, and somebody who recorded himself having sex with a 14-year-old and on tape saying, "Give me that 14-year-old vajayjay."
Again, there y'all go.
No,
I'm
that's the
only talking
facts.
about Jane Doe number 5 and her madam mama and her pimp daddy and her. They all planted and schemed and lied.
Well,
They lied. I'm not
we
talking about his history. They lied.
right. They lied.
What
They
they did
lied.
was morally
They
wrong.
lied.
It can't be
They,
legally wrong.
they lied.
It's not
Right.
legally wrong,
Hold on.
but
Let's
it was
hold on.
morally wrong.
So they lied, right? They lied. He found out the truth, and he said, "Oh, you know what he said? This way he said. He said, when she came back on the bus, on the Sprint or whatever, he said they was laughing. He said, I thought you was going to tell me something far worse. That's what he said. That's crazy. When she told him his real age, he said, I thought you was going to tell me something far worse. That is fucking crazy. That's
How is that supposed to be the gospel?
I can't hear you. Say that again.
Wait a minute, hold on. I said, that's what the liar said, right?
This is what she said on the oath.
Everything she's saying supposed to be the gospel. I mean,
Well,
everything these people saying supposed to be the gospel of John. Y'all got no. No.
So
I have a problem with liars anyway. So I might be a little biased.
So you if we also gonna go with the text messages, it was another text message that was sent out after he found out her real age, saying that he nutted in me today. That she sent to her friend. She thought she was pregnant. This is a text message. This is a text message.
Huh?
This is a text message to her friend.
That's what she's saying.
This is what the friend said. No, this is what the friend said. Remember they brought her friend on the stand? This is what the friend this is what the friend said, and they told her to read the text message. Huh?
So Do they have that text message on
Yeah,
her phone?
they told her to read the text message. They brought the friend on the stand, and they had her phone records, and they told her to read that text
But
message.
this
And
is what the liar said.
no, this is what the friend said. The friend said this on the stand. The friend
The
said this.
friend
Oh,
got it from the liar.
Her
The
friend said
friend
this.
got it from the liar.
No, the friend was reading her text message. The
The,
same text message that got you in the uproar. Okay, so this is
the
what you got to
friend,
realize.
did R. Kelly send out the text message? No,
So,
Azriel sent the text message to her friend, the
so,
liar.
so Azriel sent these text messages that we read between the mother and Azriel. Azriel sent these text messages out, right? So are you going to throw all those text messages in the garbage since it came from Azriel? Since you don't believe nothing she said, you got to throw.
I don't know what to believe.
So okay, so you got to take all them text
Only
messages.
thing I'm
Hold
gonna
on,
believe
wait a
is
minute,
what
wait a
I
minute.
see on video.
Hold
I'm
on,
not
so you got to.
believing nobody's word.
Okay, so if that's the case, you got to take all them text messages that they reading that came from Azriel and throw them in the garbage because you don't believe them.
They're all liars.
Okay, Miss April. What I'm saying is, if that's what you're saying, then you can't say anything about the text messages because it came from Azriel and you don't believe her.
No, what
Oh, unless you
I'm
want to pick
saying
and
is
choose. Unless you want to pick and choose.
no. So now we got the whole complete story. So when they got on
What
that
complete
stand,
story? How do we
so
have
the
the whole complete
alleged
story?
complete story.
Okay,
The
and how do we
story
have the
looks
whole
to
complete
me
story?
like they were liars. They plotted and schemed
How do we have the whole complete story?
from
How?
text messages
But the text messages
that
came from
came from
the
liars.
text messages came from
And she got
Azriel.
on the stand and she told some lies.
Okay, so the text messages came from Azriel, and you already said you don't believe nothing that come out her mouth. So you can't go off the text messages because you don't believe it. Unless
At this, I'm
unless
not going to take
unless you
everything
want to pick
she
and
said
choose,
on that
then
stand as the gospel.
huh?
They cross their fingers when they lie. They cross their fingers when they raise their right hand and say, I swear to God to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I got all
People
that.
be
I got
crossing
that.
their fingers.
Right. So you don't believe nothing that come out of Azriel's mouth, right?
When
Is
she
that
got
what
on
I'm
the
gathering?
stand, you know,
Uh-huh.
I told you then, Keller, I said, what makes us, because she got on the stand and said, I lied about my age. Now I'm telling the truth.
No, she
When
said
she
I
got
lied.
on the stand,
She said I
the
lied.
text messages show us just how they plotted and schemed
She
with
said.
their
She
lying
said.
butts.
She said I lied about my age, and then I told him my real age later. That's what she said. And
Okay,
she said
so
she
we
lied.
supposed
She
to
said the
believe that.
reason she lied about her real age because she knew that he had a court case dealing with minors, and she didn't want her young age to influence him not working with her. That's what she said.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, if you don't believe nothing that come out her mouth, then you can't believe the text
I
messages
don't
either.
believe nothing that came out of her mouth when she took that stand like she was supposed to been the gospel of John. I told you then. The minute she said she lied about her age, I'm like, so now everything she said on the stand, and she did tell some lies on that stand. Lies or truth, you don't know with them.
Well,
I have an issue with liars, women that have lied on men, where
well,
they have spent time in
I
prison.
will understand. I will definitely understand, like, where you coming from if he didn't have the propensity to have sex with underage minors. He have a history of this. So,
Well,
uh,
I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying now in general. I was just saying if a
right. But
girl
I'm saying
lie
it's a
about her
pattern.
age,
It's a pattern, though. I'm looking at the pattern.
you're looking at a pattern. I was
Right.
just looking from them with those text
So
messages.
when I look at
That's
the
all we
pattern,
was talking about. But
what,
then I got to thinking about all of the times I saw men lose scholarships of going to college, losing jobs, losing
let me
everything
let me
because
ask you
women
this:
had lied on them.
do you think that?
And there wasn't even any DNA evidence.
Do you think that if he
And
known her
you know
real
that had,
age, do
huh?
you think? Do you think if he known her real age at the beginning, he would have never did nothing with her?
I don't know what he would have did. All I know is they shouldn't have lied in the first place.
Uh, the first charge that he got wasn't about her age. No, first two wasn't about her age. So he got one charge with her was coercion and enticement, and then he got one coercion and enticement as a minor. That was the one that mattered about his age, her age, and then he got the exposure to herpes. So only
Well,
one
so she
charge.
wouldn't have lied. You know, when you lie, scheme, and all that to get stuff, look what you end up with.
So what I'm saying is really only one of the charges, which is coercion and enticement as a minor, mattered about her age. The other charges didn't matter. Her age was irrelevant, and he still would have been found guilty of those charges, regardless of her age. Only one that impact her age is the coercion enticement of a minor, and that one was when he knew her age. The one that happened in the hotel, um, it wasn't coercion and enticement as a minor. It was just coercion and enticement. So her age is really irrelevant. She could have been
Do
100 years
do you
old.
think? Do you think that they should arrest the parents for sex
Hell
trafficking?
yeah. The parents, I think the mother, not the parents, the mother.
Right.
I think when I saw a text message where she sent the ass picture or told him to send a booty pic. That's damn near child pornography right there.
I know.
So yeah, the mother, yeah.
And I hope that all parents sit their kids down and talk to their kids and say, we all tell little white lies. It's not good to tell them. Because, see,
Well,
this is
you know
what the
what? He could have got on the
consequence.
stand. He could have got on the stand. It worked out for his co-defendant. He could have got on the stand and told his truth.
No, he didn't have to do nothing. They didn't have to lie in the first place. Why is everybody not getting that? Why did they have to lie?
I just told you why they lied.
Why did they have to lie? Her
Okay.
mama, and I mean, they didn't have to
Okay.
do
So
what they did.
according to her,
He didn't seek them, they sought him out. This would have
according to
happened to her. She could
acco-
have stopped. She could have stopped too. She could have said, I'm scared out here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to lie. I'm going to call my father. I'm going to call my auntie. I'm going to call somebody.
so according to her, you said why did she lie, right? So according to her, because they asked her that question, why did you lie about your age? According to her, she lied because she knew that he had a court case dealing with minors, and she didn't want her
And
age.
then they didn't know nothing about him, right? So they had
No,
already researched him.
no, she said
Okay.
she knew. She said that she knew about he had a previous court case with him dealing with minors, and she didn't want her age to influence him not working with
Oh
her.
my gosh, she wasn't even communicating with her. The mama was. That's why they was all lying. If she would have never lied, her and her mammy, we wouldn't even be talking about them. Why can't anybody say that? Why is this always what he did? Why did they lie? It's
Okay.
wrong to lie too. The consequences of this type of lie. She has a lifelong disease now.
Well, you know, he has to do the due diligence to check her ID. He can't just go off her word.
There you go. Why can't
If
people say they asked the shit in the lie
so,
in the
let me
first place?
let me give
Why
you
can't anybody just say they shouldn't have lied?
okay. Calm down, Miss April. Calm down.
No,
It's not that serious.
I'm just like, ain't nobody saying like they shouldn't have
We
lied. If
already
they
said
wouldn't
they
have
shouldn't have
lied,
lied.
huh?
Okay, I already said they shouldn't have lied. I said that.
Okay. Oh my God, I didn't hear that.
I've been
So
said they
that's
shouldn't
the
have lied.
end
I said
of
that several times.
discussion. They
Okay, so
started. They
let me give you
started it and he finished it.
let
So
me give
you
you this.
volunteered to bed somebody. You volunteered and lied and bedded somebody at the age of a grown woman? Are you kidding me?
Okay,
No.
so let me give you this example, Miss April. Okay, you have a nightclub. Somebody come in and they tell you that they are over 21 and they are lying to you. They really 18, and you let them in without checking their ID. Police come and do a shakedown and find out they are underage and close your nightclub out down. And you tell the police they lied to me. They shouldn't have lied. They lied to me. Why you shut my club down? And they say, did you check her ID? No, but she shouldn't have lied to me. You shit out of luck. Although you may not agree with that, that's just how it is. He all he had to do is check her ID. If he would have checked her ID
You
and
got
saw
a
her real
mama and her daughter saying one. I mean, the mom can vouch. She steady kept
no,
saying
the mom didn't vouch. The mom didn't vouch. The mom was acting as her. The
the
mom didn't
mom
tell
kept
her.
saying wasn't the truth
No, the mom was
about
acting
the age.
as the daughter. Hold on. The mom was acting as the daughter in the beginning.
That's what
She.
I'm saying. So when you
Oh,
go on to say that she heard he had a court case,
no. Listen to
Facebook,
me. Listen to me, Miss April. You missing what I'm saying. You missing what I'm saying. The mom was acting as the daughter, right? Um. Uh. And said that she was 18. Now he didn't check no ID. He just went off word, took her word for it, due to the fact that he only believed that and did check her ID. He screwed himself. You may not agree with that, but that's just what it is. I get that that's not what you agree with, but that's the law.
right?
And
That's what I'm
if you have a
saying.
hold on, if you have a
And
problem
I
with the hold on, Miss
understand
A,
that
let me say this real quick.
morally it's wrong, legally it's not. He's
Oh,
held accountable.
yeah, there you go.
I
So
know that.
so
I
we,
know
we
that.
so when we in a, when we
But
when so when he in the court of law, they not dealing with morally, they dealing with legally.
I know. But morally, they were wrong. They should have not lied.
Yeah,
They should have not lied, is all
yeah.
I'm saying. And people need to sit down and talk to their kids about the consequences and tell somebody if this happens, I mean, this whole case can be a teaching tool for a whole lot of things.
I guarantee you it is. I guarantee you it
Just
is.
a teaching tool to
I
say, look,
guarantee you it is.
if your mama do this or your daddy do this, you better go tell somebody because look at what happened to this girl and her mother for lying. She has a lifelong disease. She'll probably, God knows what else, but
Okay,
it
so
needs
check
to
this out.
be
So check this
attended
out.
to. And the
So check.
mother, and who knows, maybe they glad it's out. So now they can all go get the help they need. Shit. And I need to get on off of here, but let you finish with your statement.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk. It's just getting late.
Yeah, it's 4 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, this case should be a learning tool for a whole lot of people in a whole lot of areas. Because ain't no way. My mother, see, we come from that era, Keller.
But you
Ain't
you
nobody
gotta
hear
you
nothing.
gotta realize that everybody, just because your mother wouldn't do certain
I
things, don't mean the next one
understand
don't.
that too. I understand that. But I come from the era is you make your bed, now you got to lie in it.
And I'm looking at another pattern that I'm looking at. Speaking of pattern, I'm looking at it's a problem with a lot of these mothers dealing with surrounding R. Kelly. You got Aaliyah's mother. You got Rashonda's mother, and now you got motherfucking Azrael's
Yeah.
mother,
And then,
and, and then and then you got K
who are
Michelle,
we?
and then you got
Who
K
are
Michelle
we to
come
tell
on,
them
and
what
now,
they do?
huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Finish.
Then you got K Michelle. Now it makes sense now. K Michelle said, "God damn it, if I get up there and say something, everybody going to jail, cause I saw mothers. I saw mothers in there. That's what she said.
Yeah, cooking. She
Cooking,
said it. They was all happy with the arrangement.
cooking. So she said, if I to open
Cooking.
my mouth, everybody going to jail. Y'all want me to open my mouth.
And they sure didn't call the neither,
So
did they?
I say that to say that we only know about Azriel's mother, Aaliyah's mother, Rashonda's mother, but K Michelle know even more than that. K Michelle
But
know
check
even
this
more
out.
mothers.
I know. But check this out. Then, who are we to tell people what to do with their kids that they have? But
I mean,
it's the law now.
we can advise them. I mean, we can't tell them shit to
That's
do,
the,
but
but,
we could
but
give
what
them.
I'm
We could
saying is,
we could give them
if
some
they
good
want to
good
pimp
damn
their
advice.
daughters out, it's
We
okay
can,
that they pimp their daughters out, right?
who
It's
said
okay.
that shit ain't never okay?
Well, by law it is because they ain't holding no parents accountable.
Well, the parents that they could hold accountable, they gave them fucking what you call that shit?
Immunity. That's
Immunity.
what I'm saying.
They gave them immunity.
Immunity. Yeah.
I mean,
So the parents still get away scot free, and then
they.
you
I don't
go
like
do
that shit. I don't like that
right.
shit.
That's what I'm saying. So who are we to tell people what to do with your kids? And if we tell you what to do, I
I
might
mean,
go
we
over
can't tell
there
them what to do. We can't tell them what to do. Only thing we can do is give them advice.
and give them
Take it or
advice.
leave it.
And
Accept it
then
or reject
even
it.
if we call and report them, oh, okay. So the government gonna give them immunity. So what
Well, that's
difference will
something
it
you
make?
can do. That's something you can do. Like if you want to get DCFS involved, you can do that shit.
What you gonna do when the mammy's gonna lie?
What'd you say? I mean, they gonna do their investigation. So only thing
But
you
they
can
gonna
do.
lie. The parents
Okay.
gonna lie.
Uh,
They
Okay,
don't
of course.
tell the daughters to lie to get
But you just did your part. You just did your part. Only thing you can do is hope that once they do their investigation, that it works in people's favor. But I feel like at the end, I don't know. I don't know.
right. It's their kids that they
Because check this out. Check this out. You got Rashawn the father, I'm sorry, passed away.
and you know, that man would have rather been dead than to take the
You
stand and
got
say,
you got you got a
I
lead
lied to the world and
you got a
said that
lead
wasn't my daughter on the case.
you
Because
got a
all
lead
the FBI did was, all they did was follow the money, and when they knew, they thought they was fooling the government, dumb MFs, and the government watching all of the money over them years. And that's the reason he couldn't get bail neither, because they probably thought him and Roshona would have went to another country, because they know she's still in love with him too. Like, this is crazy. Crazy.
I don't know. Well, I'm about to get off the phone. I just looked at the time, man.
Me too. Hey, it
Let me get
was
off of here.
nice talking to you, Keller. Hey,
Likewise.
I'm going. I'm gonna find us a therapist, so all of us can
I
get
think I
a
need a.
therapist.
In the meantime, I'm gonna find me a fireball while you looking for a
Yeah,
therapist.
go find you a fireball. I ain't got drunk lately. Can't got no time to get drunk around here. I get drunk, I might snooze on something around here. I guess, let me see. You know what we need to start doing? We need to start keeping track. So it was Resurrection R. Kelly weekend. This
Resurrection text messages.
Resurrection text messages weekend. And we need to start keeping score now. Okay, yeah. And now taking bets and maybe make some like how they do the football pools, and get some numbers and say, when do you think we'll get another bombshell? When do you think the next outburst will be? The minute we be to calm down and settle from this, hell yeah, I'm going to call me a therapist tomorrow. I'll talk to y'all later. Kelly, thanks for being on the panel tonight. Everybody
All right.
have a great night. This was a great conversation. Again, I do know that law is, a man will be held accountable for statutory rape, even though it's morally wrong. I hope everybody sit down and talk to their kids. Use this whole case as a teaching tool. Peace out, everybody. April Showers, I'm out.